Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie.
Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. For more information on how the CCIDA can assist your business, visit choosechq.com.
From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. The Hofbrauhaus in downtown Buffalo invites all our friends from Chautauqua County to experience craft beer, Bavarian food, and live entertainment. Check us out on our Facebook page and website for family-friendly events throughout the year. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hamels, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. Well, hope you're all doing well. Good morning to all of you that are watching us live here in Chautauqua County and, well, anywhere in the world, because we do stream live. Good afternoon for those of you that are perhaps over in Europe, Natalia in the Ukraine, any of my relatives in Belgium and Holland and wherever else you are, and of course throughout the United States. I want to say good afternoon to my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power to the people in Jamestown. I was just talking to someone yesterday, Ed Tomasini, who said that he listens to us Tuesdays at 1 o'clock on WRFA. So it's so nice to know that you're able to hear what we talk about on the show. And we're very pleased to be working hand in hand with WRFA as we have progressed from all these years. All right. Throughout the show, I do welcome calls. And keep in mind that we are only live from 9 to 10. And if you want to give us a call, you have an announcement or something to share, very often you will hear Linda Spalding call in, or Mike from Portland, wherever. Give us a call and let us know what's going on, and maybe just say hi. That's okay. The number is, and it'll pop up here on the screen. Look at that magically. Thanks, Jeff. 716-753-5225. Throughout the week, you can always email us at chautauquasunrise@gmail.com with your announcement. It can be a poster. It can be some special event for your town or community. We'll be happy to get that on the air for you. Okay, right now we are hoping that our guests could get in here. I have a feeling they might be waylaid because of the weather. So if that's the case, we may do a little twist in the show, and we'll see. So please bear with us. I don't know what the show's going to look like here in the next 54 minutes, but we're going to give it our best shot. This happens every once in a blue moon, unfortunately, where the weather does get in the way. And speaking of the weather, my goodness, I got up with Brody this morning, I don't know, it was before 7 o'clock, and I looked out the window and it was like almost like whitecaps on the pond. And little tiny tree branches and leaves were just scattered everywhere. I know Westfield had a power outage in the southern part of Westfield. If you're driving this morning, I don't know what the conditions are right this minute at whatever the time is, 9:05, but the winds were coming definitely out of the south, so it's buffeting your vehicle is pushing you this way, that way. Rain is coming almost sideways. So if you're going up in the next hour or so, please take some care and time and slow down a bit for hydroplaning. Also, you may find branches down that weren't there earlier last night or yesterday, and I know the crews are out there trying to do their best to keep things clean, and of course your power company's crews are out there keeping us safe and our electricity on, so be mindful of that as you're traveling throughout the county. So last week we had really beautiful weather, and today it's woo. I was thinking if this was wintertime, this would be a blizzard. We'd have probably close to a foot of snow with high winds, so pretty nasty out there, so be careful. In the opening announcements there, you saw the poster, and for those that are on radio, you couldn't see it, but you can hear about it now. The Opera House has switched up from whatever they've been promoting to starting June 11th. That's not that far away, gosh, just a couple of weeks coming up. They're going to be having watch parties for the World Cup, FIFA, and they have a lot of fun there. I can tell you, and some inside information, that they are decorating the place to the hilt with all kinds of soccer decorations, and well, they got a special thing outside, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's huge, and I know that they're excited about it. And years ago, we were in Europe when the World Cup was taking place, and it's pretty exciting over there. Most of the games are going to be in the United States. I think I was told Mexico, there's going to be some in New York City and across the United States, but it's a big deal, and people really enjoy it. I remember, Randy, did you play soccer in school when you were a kid?
It wasn't invented yet.
It wasn't even, nobody even talked about it. I remember meeting some kids that I think I was already out of school at that point, and they were playing soccer, and I didn't know anything about it. And then over the years, three of my kids out of the four played soccer. Scott played for Ripley, and then went on to JCC. My daughter played for Ripley, and so did Justin. And I learned a lot about soccer, and actually I ended up coaching the little guys. Imagine 5 and 6 years old, indoor soccer, and they're all standing there. And you know what they do? What do they do when the ball is kicked? They all run to the ball. I was like, stay in your positions. So it's like corralling cats. It was really funny. Or the little kid that stands in the middle of the court and just like, he's like, what's going on? Do-do-do. And so it's amazing to watch the kids as they progress. It's like with baseball. They start out with T-ball, they hit the ball and they run to third base instead of first base, or they're excited because they hit the ball and they jump up and down and they don't know what they're supposed to do. And then 4 or 5 years later, the next thing you know, they're playing in high school or whatever, and they're really quite the athletes. So good on all the coaches that are out there to help the kids move through soccer, all the other sports, baseball, football, basketball, and so on, volleyball. So anyways, Hopra is getting excited for that, and I know a lot of the other places. Well, the reason why they're doing that is because the hockey season for this area has come to an end. For those of you that have been following the Sabres, wow, what a season. Really, it was quite the season. I watched most of the games. At least I always watch like the third period. The first and second period, we're doing other things, during the day, and then I'll catch the third period. But the seventh game in the third period was like, wow, it's tied, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then they went into overtime, and we were just talking about that. And all of a sudden, you could see just for like 2 seconds, something just changed on the ice where the Sabres maybe were just slightly out of position or whatever, and the Montreal player took advantage of it. And, well, we know the rest of the history. They scored in sudden death there in overtime. And, well, good on those folks. And Lindy Ruff, glad to see he's coaching again. He seems to have a nice, even temperament. I suppose when he gets in the locker room, it's different. But it was fun to watch. For those of you that read my column in the Silver Magazine, this week it came out, and I did a little, I don't know if you want to say, a look back to when we were kids. Did you play hockey when you were a kid, outdoors? Right.
Woods.
Out in the woods?
Sticks,
Yeah.
Piece of wood.
Yeah. We
Little water.
little water area that was frozen. Yeah. Growing up in Buffalo, kid down the street, his backyard was just right, and somehow or another he got some plastic or something and flooded the backyard, unbeknownst to his father. When he found out, he was not a happy camper. But we created a makeshift hockey rink, and yeah, we spent a lot of hours trying to be hockey players back then. Do you know what the name of the hockey team was before it was the Buffalo Sabres?
No.
It was called the Buffalo Bisons. When I was, yeah, it was for like, I think 20 years. They didn't wear helmets or anything like that, and they played in the odd. And we would, I remember as a kid, we were in Boy Scouts or something, and the neighborhood dad did what you won't do today, put like 10 of us in his station wagon. You don't do that anymore. And we all went to see the Buffalo Bisons play hockey, and that was a lot of fun. I remember just thinking that these guys are flying up and down the court without any helmets or any safety features, it seemed anyways. And the padding didn't look anything like it does today, and the goalies didn't seem to have 40 pounds of padding on them. It was a lot different back then, and they certainly weren't being paid what they are today. But good memories. And where I was going with all this, in my article, if you get a chance to read it, my dad was a die-hard Sabres fan. And my brother and I were just talking about this the other day, is that the Sabres became a franchise in 1970. So for, holy cow, let's see, 27, 47 years, I think my dad was a Sabres fan. You could not go to the house if he was watching the Sabres and have a discussion with him unless it was a timeout or commercial break or the end of the game. We go to the house, and I hadn't seen my dad maybe in a month or so, and Mom say, "Shh, quiet, your father's watching hockey." And I go, "But I haven't seen," I walk in the room, and Dad wouldn't even look at me. He go, "Put the hand up." I said, "Okay." So, it's like football. You get people that are just absolutely diehard fans, and my dad had books and banners. I even got him a Gilles Perreault signed hockey book. Remember him at all? He was my brother tells me, the highest scoring Sabre ever in the history of the team. And my dad could rattle off every single Sabre player, and he knew all about the teams and which teams were the dirty players and the ones that would cheat. And I go, "Really?" And then I'd watch them, and they kind of sneak those sticks in there and trip people and stuff. So I don't know. But anyways, it was a fun season, and we wish them a great season next year, and maybe they'll go further, just like the Bills, huh? This is Memorial Day weekend. Not a very great start, huh? With all the rain that we have, it's really putting a damper on it. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. I don't know. I know Monday's supposed to look pretty good, so we'll see what's going on there. Memorial Day in Ripley, I am the town historian, as I've told many of you from time to time, and we have been having Memorial Day celebration probably for almost 100 years. It goes back, I think, to the 1920s or earlier. And I read off one year at a ceremony what was going on in the town, and it is exactly to this day the same process. They start out at the East Ripley Cemetery out on Route 20. They march into town. They have a luncheon at the fire hall or wherever it was back then. And then the parade then continues on to Quincy Cemetery. And then there's a ceremony. Oh, okay, let's have a little breather here. Good morning, Mike from Portland. How are you?
Good, Doc. How are you?
Well, I'm kind of wondering where my guests are. I think they've been waylaid by the weather.
I noticed that, and I noticed you're spending a little more time talking about morning activities.
Fillers! I haven't even got to the announcements yet.
Well, you'll have time. If your guest doesn't show up, you'll definitely have time for them.
For sure. Well, Kathy Young, our former state senator, one time came in Do you remember that, Randy? I think
Oh, yeah,
it was about
yeah.
10 minutes after 9. She wasn't here yet. And I saw her open the door, kick off her high heels, tiptoed over, grabbed the mic, pinned it on, and just sat there like a pro. She never skipped a beat. And of course, and I had a great sigh of relief.
Yeah.
But it happens once in a while. Every once in a while,
Pardon?
every once in a while we have a problem with folks coming in. And I think these people are coming in from North County, and so the weather is atrocious. How's it there in Portland?
What? Well, I haven't actually been outside. I stuck my head out the door. I mean, it's raining, but I didn't think it was anything unusual. But I learned more about the weather and the road conditions listening to you in your first 5 minutes.
Yeah, it really was wicked. I think I went from the house to the truck for 7 seconds, and I was drenched, and there was little branches everywhere. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what have you been up to, Mike?
Well, mostly just living life. I'm still involved with all the activities I'm involved with. I think the thing that's been most fun is I got a little bit involved going to the college swim meets this year.
Mm-hmm.
One of my high school, one of the ones I knew from high school, got involved in college and had asked if I'd come, and I've been kind of enjoying that.
Great.
They also have a diving club out there that I've kind of, maybe with luck I'll get involved with a little bit.
That's great. In retirement, we can do those kind of fun things, right?
Yeah, it is. It's nice to be able to do the fun things in retirement.
So, Mike, I've never asked you this question. How did you get involved with swimming and diving and all that sort of? Were you a swimmer and stuff?
I was not a swimmer in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I've always enjoyed just swimming or playing in the water. And then about the time I turned 30, I had some friends that used to go up to Brockton School and just swim and use the pool.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, I don't know, maybe it was turning 30. I don't know what it was. But I started just going up, and I got to know the people, and I just sort of gradually got involved more. I eventually went for my lifeguarding certificate and became a water safety instructor.
Wow.
And then some years later, I shouldn't even say some years later, a few years later, I started going to swim meets and got involved in swim officiating.
Wow.
I've been a swim official since 1999.
Holy cow, that's 27 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you officiate a swim meet, I mean, you're like making sure that everybody takes off at the right time, finishes correctly. Do you have like a stopwatch and all that, or how's that work?
That's about what I do.
Uh-huh.
You make sure basically I'm there to make sure that the meet is run according to the fancy term, the National Federation High School rules.
Wow.
That's really what we're there to do. We're there to enforce the rules and assure a fair competition.
Is that what you would call part of a Section 6, I think we called it in this region?
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Hold on. My TV is it's not echoing, but I'm having trouble hearing you over my television. I thought I had the remote with me, and I want to see if I can cut the sound down, or else I'm just going to go into another room. But there, I've distanced myself from my television.
A lot of times you do that, what I call the Jimi Hendrix effect.
Yeah, well, I was hoping it wouldn't do it, and I set the remote down, and I can't find it quickly, but I'm good now.
So,
but yeah, I mean, we are part of Section 6.
Okay.
In fact, the officials organizations have a contract with Section 6.
There you go.
That determines our wages and some other working rules and stuff.
So how many schools do you go to? Because not every school has a pool. Like Ripley, we don't have a pool.
Well, if they don't have a pool, I don't go there.
But I mean, is how many schools do you go to? Is I guess the question.
Well, I'm trying to give you a number.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
One of the reasons I'm even schools that have pools, I may not go to. For example, Brockton, where I live, has a pool, but they don't have swim teams.
It's hard, yeah.
So I would say, I can tell you, in girls season is our busiest, and we have 9 swim teams.
Wow.
Throughout Chautauqua and Cattaraugus County.
Oh, okay. So you go over that far? Okay.
Yeah, I go over. Well, the furthest, once in a while I go to Olean.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a place that a lot of people know about.
Right. Okay.
That's about as far as I travel. With the exception of maybe championship meets or stuff, where I may wind up going to Buffalo.
Right. Basketball's the same way. Yeah, when
Yeah.
they do the finals. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now I did have a point I was going to make in there, and it just went right out of my head. You were asking me a question, and
How many schools and where you went and
yeah.
Yeah.
But we're part of the Chautauqua Cattaraugus Athletic Association.
Mm-hmm.
And my group, which we have about 14 officials in our group, we're a small group, is the Jamestown area swim officials.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which is Chautauqua and Cattaraugus County. Oh, I know. I was going to say that kind of the saddest part is our two biggest schools, Dunkirk and Jamestown, have trouble coming up with swim teams. In fact, they don't have their own swim teams. They combine. I'll give you Dunkirk combines with Fredonia,
Right.
and Jamestown, maybe Frewsburg.
Mm-hmm.
Or Southwestern.
Well, look, they're doing the same thing with football and basketball and all the other teams, What is it like? I'm not making this up, but I think there's 3 schools that I'm thinking like, people are listening right now, I apologize, I'm just making this up as I go, like Clymer, Sherman, Panama maybe,
They are looking into actually merging.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when sports teams combine, be it swimming or anything else, then that's a combine. And that's actually combining the specific teams for basically for a year,
Mm-hmm.
and they can renew it every year. I can give you one. Westfield and Chautauqua Lake have combined girls swimming for, I don't know, this is a guess, 15 years or more.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Maybe 20. And for boys, it was Chautauqua Lake and Panama for many, many years. So you do it for a year, but like I say, you can keep doing it.
You just keep re-upping, yeah.
Yeah, you keep re-upping.
So, Michael, how many events are in a swim meet? I don't even know. I know that there's, butterfly, free stroke, or whatever we call that, all that.
Well, you're right. There are 12. There are
What?
12 events.
I did not know that.
And the events and swim meets follow a particular order. There's an order in the rule book of the order of swim meets you go. It basically involves 4 strokes in different combinations of yardage, whatever. But it's basically going to be the backstroke, where you stay on your back, the breaststroke, where you use both hands to pull you forward.
I'm demonstrating here on TV for you.
Yeah, there you go. And what they call the butterfly, which in my opinion is the hardest stroke
It's like
ever.
you're trying to like scoop in the water, right?
It basically is. You're trying to scoop in the water.
I know that, Randy, did you? Uh-huh. And then the last one's what, free stroke? Just
Freestyle.
Freestyle, okay.
Which is basically, it's now freestyle is freestyle, but it's mostly the front crawl.
Okay.
But technically in freestyle, for sake of this discussion, you can swim anything.
Oh, cool. Whatever that swimmer feels that's their strong suit, I suppose, huh?
Well, not really. The front crawl is the fastest stroke, and that's one virtually everyone does.
I gotcha.
But where you'll find an exception is, say, later in the season, and say a guy is trying to, or a girl is trying to work on their breaststroke time or whatever, they may do a length of breaststroke.
Gotcha. Okay, because they do so many laps back and forth, and they could change it up if they wanted to, right? Yeah.
Technically on a freestyle, like if you the longest freestyle is 500 free. That's 20 lengths of the pool. So yeah, you don't see too many people change it up a lot, but yeah, you could. That's technically correct.
Mike, you're making me do a throwback when I was little. Growing up in Buffalo, we used to go to Bennett High School during the summertime. I think it was for like 2 weeks to learn how to swim. And I know this is probably, maybe they still do, but we didn't wear bathing suits. It was all boys. And the guy you had to go scrub down, and you go over there and you're just freezing. And then they would teach you how different strokes and things like that. And then I went to Canisius High School. We had a pool. It was basically the same thing. And so I learned how to do some swimming, but I would not consider myself a good swimmer, only because I probably haven't swum in years. You just put on a life jacket and go.
Yeah.
Have you ever swum in the ocean?
Only once. we went when I was married, well over 40 years ago now. We did go to Virginia Beach, and I did get in the ocean at that time. I'm trying to think. And then we did. My wife and I did one trip up to New England, and I did get in the ocean at that point. But those are the only 2 times in my life.
A couple of years ago, we were in Greece, and we were on one of these catamaran rides that was like forever, and we were baking in Greece there. And everybody was jumping in the water every time we would stop for a break and everything, and I'm going like, I don't know. Hello. And finally I decided I was going to take one of those noodles, and I jumped in, and the water was freezing. But, you know, you can't, I mean, it's got to be really difficult to drown in the ocean because you just float.
Yeah,
Mike, are you there? Hello? Did we lose Mike? Okay. Give it a couple seconds here. Well, that was Mike from Portland. Wow, pretty interesting discussion there. All right, well, we're going to continue on with the rest of the show here. Oh, he's calling back. There he is. All right. Sometimes we have connectivity issues here. Hello? I don't hear him. Mike?
Doc?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah,
You
that
were
was
underwater there for a bit.
That was me. I hit a wrong button.
Oh, yeah, I'm familiar. I'm famous for that too.
Yeah.
So anyways, swimming in the ocean is really interesting because you just kind of like float. It's hard to sink. But it was crystal clear water. It was beautiful. It's really interesting, to say the least. Okay, so what do you do in the summer? Anything special?
Well, just basically trying to enjoy summer. I have a niece that lives in West Virginia, or I'm sorry, not West Virginia, but in Virginia, and I usually go down. I usually go down for a week once a year.
Nice.
And I'll probably do that, and then mid to late, well, even say early. I should say early to mid August, we'll start up with things for swim officiating meetings and etc. So other than that, I probably won't do anything really exciting or special, but just try to enjoy the
good weather.
nice weather and go at a slower pace.
Yeah, I understand. I have one more question, and I don't want to keep you, but is there diving competition in these swim meets too?
Yes.
All right. So
yes, and we're hopeful. In fact, that's maybe one reason I'd like to get a little bit involved with the diving club. There's it's hard to find divers. I mean, it's even harder to find divers than it is to find swimmers to compete. But yes, actually, it's event number in a high school meet. It's event number 5, right in the middle of the meet.
Okay.
There is a diving competition if you have divers.
Now, is there just one height, or are there different heights on the diving?
In high school, it's one height. It's what they call 1 meter board, which is about a yard above the water.
Oh, that's not too scary.
in college, there's generally the 1 meter board and the 3 meter board.
Oh boy!
And there is competition. In fact, I'll give you an example. The one girl that I knew really well that graduated high school and went on to college diving right here at Fredonia State. She dove the 1 meter board, all through high school, and was pretty good at it. Now she has to do the 1 meter and the 3 meter, along with other divers. But in high school, it's the 1 meter board.
Okay, because I watch the Olympics and I don't even know where they are. They're like 10 meters or something crazy.
They do some. Yeah, I don't know either, to be honest. They do some. There's different levels of what they call platform diving.
Holy cow! I mean, my heart stops when I see them just missing their heads on the boards or the platform, as you call it. It's pretty amazing to watch. So that's pretty cool. So
I know there was a girl who graduated high school a couple of years ago. She goes to Penn State, and now I've never seen her dive in college, but I believe, I could be wrong, I believe Penn State has a platform, but I know she's done some platform diving.
Wow. I don't, my body doesn't even understand any of that.
Yeah. I have no firsthand experience of with platform diving. I have started to study the rules for college a little bit. Not that I'm that interested in officiating college, but just because I'm there and I want to know what's going on.
For sure. It's always nice to know the rules and what to look for, because I'm watching the TV and I'm going like, well, why is that an 8 and that was a 4? Or, on the scoring, and, it says where the body is horizontal and there's got to be balance and all that jazz. So I would think that was pretty tricky judging that. So
it is tricky judging diving. And we do as officials. I mean, in high school, we judge obviously the 1 meter board diving, and it's there's a lot of, and it's not as much of a science. There are some general guidelines, but a lot of it is just the general performance of the dive, things you may see, things you may not see. Like I say, there are some specifics, but a lot of it is really, that's why I call it judging. You're evaluating their performance and attaching a number to it.
Wow. All right, Mike. Well, listen, thanks so much for calling in. And this was fun. You and I just usually talk for like 30 seconds, but we got to do a deep dive into what you do. And that was really, Jeff liked that back there. He's laughing. I really enjoy talking with you anytime. So thanks for calling in. And we were able to kind of make the show a little bit more interesting, even though my guests aren't here. But you call anytime, okay, Mike?
Okay, I will, Doc.
All right, have a great weekend.
You too.
Okay, thank you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Well, that was Mike from Portland, Mike Felsman. So thanks, Mike, for calling in. As I was going through my announcements, my wife is always cued into the weather, and she was saying that, and probably you all have heard the same thing, that we are in a severe El Nino, the baby. Really, really warm weather in the ocean, and we're supposed to get some terrific weather patterns like today, I guess, is part of it. So it's going to be interesting to see how things unfold here as we go along. Okay, just before Mike called, I was wrapping up my discussion about the Sabres, so I want to move on to Memorial Day. Lots of events going on, and I don't think I got this far. If I did, I apologize, but there's going to be various events going on in every community, and I was talking about how Ripley over the last 100 years has done the same thing, and I will actually have the honor of presenting at Quincy Cemetery Monday at 2 o'clock. I'll get this right. Quincy Cemetery, 2 o'clock. The parade ends up there every year. And I, as town historian, will be talking about, I think it's 26 American Revolutionary War veterans that lived and died in Ripley. And you think, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of veterans. Well, they were the early settlers that came in from like Connecticut, New Hampshire, Maine, Long Island area, and Boston, and they moved west, and this was the frontier. Westfield, Portland, as Mike is from there, Portland there. Portland actually was the first major town in Chautauqua County along the lake, and then it spawned Westfield and Ripley over time, and probably the other areas. And so it's very interesting history, to say the least, and our American Revolutionary War veterans were the ones that settled this whole area. So I'll be recanting the lives of 26 of our veterans that are both in the East Ripley Cemetery and Quincy Cemetery. And the sad thing is there's like 4 or 5 of them, we don't know where they're buried. A lot of times back then I'm talking like 1818, 1804, 1820s, someone passed away back in those days, you were interned in the backyard, literally. Or maybe there was a church cemetery, but that church is now gone. It was just a little, church that was there for a while and has disappeared. And so we have plaques in their memory, but we don't know where the actual remains are. So I hope those who are watching that are going to be visiting with us on Memorial Day. I know Jamestown, Lakeview Cemetery has a thing going on and so forth. So check it out. And remember, Memorial Day is for those that have passed and served our country over the years, and we honor their service. Okay, holiday travel, I guess is going to be what it is. They said that this is going to be a high travel holiday. You got everybody out when the weather's nice. I know there's a lot of guys like Jeff and his brother, myself and others, many, many, many others. We're out on our bicycles. Please be mindful of bicyclists. Look for their hopefully bright shirts and flashing lights. I ride a lot on Route 20 from between Westfield and Ripley in northeast Pennsylvania, all in that stretch. And everybody's very cordial as a rule. And well, I guess we have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
How are you, Doc?
Who's this?
It's Karen Cockrum. How?
Oh, Karen. Nobody told her who it
Yeah.
was. Karen from Kenya. Karen.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, Kenya Karen, although I'm not in Kenya right now.
Okay, but you often are.
But, I actually am calling
Yes.
because I wanted to add an announcement,
Okay, do it.
sort of an announcement, and it's about Lakeshore Center for the Arts. It's two announcements, actually. So in case people don't know about the One Act Festival coming up, that's coming up in the beginning of June. But more appropriate for today, I guess, is the gallery, the Brenda Eno Gallery, has a show up for 2 more weeks called Spring Has Sprung, and the open hours on Saturdays are 11 to 2, and since it's kind of rainy, it might be a good day to go to a local gallery.
Definitely. Okay, Karen, let's.
And part of the fun of this particular show is that the photography is all for sale this time, and all of the proceeds are going to different organizations like the Canine Rescue,
Cool.
the Food Pantry, Lakeshore Center for the Arts, and then the one set of photos will benefit the food program in Kenya that I work with
Excellent.
when I go there.
All right, slow down.
So-
Slow down.
Sorry,
So,
okay.
no. I know, Karen. I know you. You are just jam packed with information. But let's slow down and let people know where to find Lakeshore Center for the Arts. So I'll let you go ahead and describe it.
Okay, Lakeshore Center for the Arts is on the 3rd floor of the Presbyterian Church. We rent space there, which is across from the library in Westfield.
Passion Library, or yeah.
Okay, so it's the 3rd floor. There is a chair lift to go up the 2 flights. So if anybody needs assistance that way, they can. You can enter in the door. The easiest one is the one that's across from the library, right on Portage Street.
And there's always a sign out that kind of indicates, this is the entrance.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So they go up to the 3rd floor, and there's like a lobby there, and then you go down the hall. So the photos are down the hallway or in a special room.
That's correct. The photos are, there's other artwork. There is fabric art and painting in the front hallway as you go. Once you enter and you go past the desk and turn left, then if you turn right at by the sink, there's another room in there that's called the Bill Ross Recital Hall, which is where our gallery photography work is.
Nice. So who participated in this? Are there certain...
This one is all mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's all my work.
Okay. Well, I've seen your work and it's phenomenal. So I encourage people to get
you.
out there. So, do you have you said spring has sprung. So what are we seeing, like nature scenes, birds, or what
Yes,
are your
you're seeing birds, lots of flowers. There's also, in addition to the artwork, there's a little scavenger hunt, and one of the things you can look for is the picture of the baby ostrich.
Oh.
We have a baby ostrich up there.
Now, was that from Kenya?
That was from Kenya.
Cool.
Yeah, but almost all the rest of the artwork is from, or the photography is local. Most of it's Chautauqua County.
Now, is the work framed and ready to go?
Most of it is. Some of it is framed, and some of it is on canvas.
Okay. All right. So I know this is always sort of a weird question, but could you give us like a price range, what we're looking at, as far as just a general one? Mm-hmm.
Generally, depending on the size, 8 by
course.
10 photos that are unframed are $8. 16 by 20 canvases are $65. That's the lowest and highest that we have there right now.
Very reasonable. Very reasonable. If you go to an art show like Allentown, you could probably double or triple that easily. So that's perfect. All right. And so that's at Lakeshore Center for the Arts. And then that was the first part. Now you said there was a second part, One Act Plays. What's that all about?
Oh, so the One Act Play Festival, this is our 3rd or 4th year, I can't remember. We get submissions of one act plays, which are between 10 and 15 minutes long from all over the world, and they are judged. And we had, I'm not positive of the number, but I think we had around 200 again this year.
So I've heard.
Some are dramas, some are comedies. They are judged by a panel, and then the top 5 are performed. Comedies are performed on Wednesday and Friday, the 10th and 12th of June, and then dramas are performed on the 11th and 13th of June, Thursday, Saturday, at 7 o'clock at night for all 4.
The public can come in and watch that, right?
You have to purchase tickets, but yes, public is certainly
And
invited.
how much are tickets?
Oh, that I can't remember right off the top of my head.
Okay. Well, they can go on Lakeshore Center for the Arts website, and they can
Yes.
find that. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. And then of the top 5, there is one professional judge, and the audience gets to vote on their favorites.
Is
And
that
then
new?
The top 3. Sorry.
Is that new, where the audience gets
Nope.
to judge? Oh.
Nope. We've always done that. The
All right.
audience gets to rank their rank the shows that they've watched. And then the top 3 winners are performed again on Sunday, the comedies and the dramas,
Oh, wow.
Sunday afternoon at 2.
Now, as far as I know, there's a cash prize for the top plays, right?
The author, the playwright,
Right.
yes, gets a prize.
Do you know what countries they're coming in from? I think I saw some from Europe and Australia.
There were some from Europe. I think this year all of the finalists are from the United States.
But
they're from all
I
over
meant
the
submissions, you know.
But we have had submissions from, I know we've had them from Scotland. I believe we've had them from Japan or Thailand. And again, you can't quote me on that one.
No, that's okay. But this is
they've been from all over.
you know, think about how cool that is that it's an international event taking place right here in our county, right down the road from where I sit, in Westfield, where I've acted and performed and stuff like that. And so that's really cool. And I know this was Rick Mascaro's baby, and he's really brought it to the forefront. Do you know that 2 plays were submitted from Ripley over the years?
I did, and one of them placed in the top 5, didn't it, last year?
I don't know. It wasn't
I know
me.
one from Westfield I did placed in the top 5 last year.
I put in two submissions a couple of years in a row just for fun.
I didn't know they were from you. Huh.
No, this is a couple of years ago. It didn't place. It didn't get to the point where it was performed. And I thought it was funny. Evidently, it wasn't that funny. But anyways, I just did it for fun. You know, I had never written a play before, so that was cool. All right. Well, geez, this is a lot of fun. So thanks for calling in.
Thank
You going back to Kenya in the near future?
I am going the end of June.
Of course you are.
Provided that Ebola hasn't spread, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's over in the middle of the continent, right? In the Congo?
That's in, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, but Uganda now has 2 cases also, and Uganda does border Kenya. So I'm keeping an eye on it, but I'm planning to go the end of June.
Okay, well, I still plan to have you on the show here eventually again. So,
Okay.
Well, listen, thanks for calling in, Karen, and this is good information for a rainy day. And is it still blowing pretty good out there?
It's pretty windy, yeah.
It was this morning. All right, well,
It's
all
not
the
raining
best.
right now, but it's windy.
All the best
Okay,
to
thank
you on your show and in your travels, okay? Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling in.
Bye. Yeah.
Folks, you see how easy that is? You just call, and we have a chat about whatever's going on. Okay, so holiday travel is going to be kind of crazy this weekend, so please make sure you take care and watch for the hydroplaning and stuff like that. Monday, I guess, is supposed to be nice. Okay, this past week on Thursday, the Office for the Aging Services from Chautauqua County had their expo over at the Williams Center in Fredonia, and I had the opportunity to be the moderator for 2 sessions. I'm on the the advisory board for that county board, and I was upstairs. I looked out to the main floor. Randy, there had been 1,000 people there. It was incredible. People from all over the county, even I think Cattaraugus County might have been there, got to learn about different services for folks that are getting older, aging out. And then there were breakout sessions. I think there was at least, cheapers, 15 different breakout sessions during the day. They were like 45 minutes, and it was really, really nice. And ran into Diane Clark and Bill Moran, and Ruth Chase, who had been on the show here about a year ago, was one of the speakers. Gary Kinberg from Lynn Funeral Home was there. Really fun presentation, how to prepare for our funerals, I guess you'd say, just to have things in order way ahead of time. And there was things about stress and how to access services and all kinds of stuff. And boy, they had a lot of giveaways and stuff. So Dana Corwin, who's a regular here on the show over the year, great job, well done, and kudos to your staff and volunteers. Randy, you had the 2 volunteers of the year here, right? They were there with their banners, and we're talking to people, so we had a little chat. So it was a great event, so well done. Last week we gave tickets away to the Songwriters Circle at Lakeshore Center for the Arts. We just talked about that with Karen, and we gave those away. So my understanding is we're going to be giving tickets away every month, but I'll let you know when that is. It's probably closer to the event. Tim Wright's going to let me know on that one. And so that's coming up. Gosh, we got a lot to talk about. I didn't even need guests today. Look at that. All my faithful friends calling in today. If you are interested in support the Ride for Roswell, that's coming up June 27th, I think, Jeff. And the Zook brothers are going to hit the road on their bikes, and they're raising, right, June 27th is correct, are going to be riding 60 miles, one brother, and 30-some miles the other. 34, Jeff? Is that what you're doing? Something like that? Okay, I get it right. At our age, 34 miles is a good ride, and but they do it really well. And if you're interested in riding for Roswell, they have different rides. They have little ones like, I don't know, 5 milers, and then all the way up to the 3 to 100. Thanks, Jeff. 100. Woo. I can't even imagine riding 60. So anyways, they if you are interested in supporting them, Chautauqua Sunrise is supporting Jeff. Galen has like 1,000 people that support him, and so we're going to give a hand to Jeff. And if you're interested, you go to Ride for Roswell, and you look up riders, put Zook, Z-O-O-K, and up come the guys, and you click on there and donate. Whatever you want. It's all good. So it's good. It's great support of that event, and they raise, okay, Jeff doesn't want to take all the money. You support anybody you want. Give it to Jeff. Anyways, let's see what else is going on. So they raise like $4 million a year plus, and then a lot of those funds are matched. All right, I will get to my announcements. Holy cow, this has been a fun show so far. I didn't think it was going to go this way. All right, let's go to slide 15 right out off the bat, Jeff. Infinity Visual and Performing Arts officially launched its 2026 annual campaign on May 15th, just the other day, inviting community members, families, alumni, and local businesses to invest in music and arts education for area youth. The campaign supports Infinity's mission to create and sustain an environment where young people can grow, learn, and lead through active participation in the visual and performing arts. Funds raised through the Infinity's annual campaign help support student scholarships, creative performance opportunities, and provide resources needed to keep arts and education opportunities accessible for local families in the areas of music, art, dance, theater, photography, and a whole lot more. I think the key takeaway on that paragraph is access. All kids should have access to the arts and the creative arts, and through this campaign, every kid in Chautauqua County can participate regardless of their family's ability to pay. So that's awesome. Listen to this, Randy. Serving more than 1,600 students annually. 1,600. That's a lot of kids. Okay. Through private instruction, group classes, workshops, performances, and outreach programming, Infinity continues to provide opportunities for students ages 3 through 21 to build confidence, technical skills, leadership abilities, and meaningful creative community connections through the arts. As Infinity, they see every day how arts education changes lives in positive ways, according to Shane Hawkins, the executive director. She says, our annual campaign helps ensure that students in our community have access to creative opportunities that help them grow not only as artists, but as individuals. Community support makes those experiences possible. Now, according to Stephanie Rogers, the executive assistant, she says that the campaign is also about sustaining a sense of connection and belonging for students and families. She says, Infinity becomes part of so many students' lives beyond lessons in classes. It's a place where young people build confidence, find community, and feel supported as they grow creatively and personally. Annual campaign helps raise funds that ensure those opportunities continue to exist for every student who walks through our doors. Okay, so if you're interested in what's going on at Infinity, you can give them a call at 716-664-0991, or you can always go to their website, infinityperformingarts.org. As you may know, that we have students from the Infinity here every year, and to watch some of these kids from time to time, they come back like 2-3 years later, and the growth is incredible. And many of these students go on to compete sometimes they become music teachers, or sometimes it's just part of their lives. It's a fulfilling creative expression, and takes them away from handheld iPads and cell phones, and gets them on stage, and just great stuff. And as you can see in that lower corner is our friend Jamie Lee, and she's just awesome. She comes here every year with the kiddos, so we enjoy them. All right, hopefully we can go to the next slide, 16. Okay, lots of stuff going in the City of Dunkirk festivals. All right, I'm going to go through some of this for you. From the Special Events Department, they're proud to announce the annual Memorial Day Parade. This is going to be held, once again, like everybody else, Monday, 25 of May. The parade is sponsored by the APG, Van Buren Drive-In, Refresco, Dunkirk Fredonia Rotary Club, our sister club, Dunkirk Veterans Club of World War II. The day will begin with a memorial service at 8:30 at the Dunkirk Lighthouse, presented by the Knights of Columbus. At 10 a.m., a memorial service at the Memorial Park, directed by the Dunkirk Joint Veterans Council. The Memorial Day services will be conducted by the participating organizations of the Dunkirk Joint Veterans Council, under the counsel of Mr. Jack Sievert, Commander, with Master of Ceremonies, Jack DiAgostino, the editor of The Observer, the Post-Journal, and Times Observer. So that's going on, and looks like a very busy day in Dunkirk on Memorial Day. And we have a breaking news here. This is our third caller today. I don't know if we've ever had 3 callers in a row, so let's drop that off from Dunkirk, and let's go to Linda Spalding at Chautauqua. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning. Good morning, Jack. Thank you for such a wonderful show. It's good to see your veterans, your pictures of the veterans appreciation today. They give so much to us.
Absolutely.
And I want to thank you for the wonderful tickets.
Oh, how'd that go?
Well, I wasn't able to go. I had something else going on ahead of time, but I gave the tickets to John Savage and his wife, Chris.
I know John. He replaced me in the band.
Oh, did he? and John is the president of our Lions Club, and his wife, Chris, also is a member. And he was thrilled to go, just thrilled. And I want to put a plug in for the Art Center, because it is the most fascinating, wonderful place. So much is done besides art exhibition and music. You still have a writers self-publishing group together, don't you?
Yes, there's a writer's circle, writers group. Yep.
Mary Ellen
Humphrey is going to be on this show in about a month, and she's going to be talking about that.
That is so wonderful. Well, self-publishing is so important.
Right.
And so I really appreciate that, and I know John really enjoyed it.
Well, that's great.
So,
here's something.
Thank you very much.
Well, here's something you may not know. I've been in, I don't know how many productions there, both as a musician and as an actor, but a lot of people may know that I produced with my late partner, Jim McQuiston, Oak Island Plus. It's on YouTube. And as of yesterday morning, we had, listen to this. Now, this is produced at Lakeshore Center for the Arts here in Chautauqua County in Westfield. Jim and I crossed 141,000 views of our work. How wild is that?
That is phenomenal.
2,600 people subscribe to our channel and watch it. That's amazing.
Oh, well, it's a wonderful place. I also want to mention that this week is the Art Trail, if people are familiar with that. And Cynthia Norton is participating in that. And she is a wonderful artist. She designs clothes.
Oh, wow.
She makes designer clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And she participates in the Chautauqua Arts and Crafts Show, which we have twice in the summer in the institution.
Okay.
And her scarves are so unique.
Wow.
They're painted. And if you want to give somebody something unique, that's something to look at. So the Art Trail is today, too.
Okay, so you sound like you know a little bit about the Art Trail. I know a little bit about it. So what people are listening, what is it?
Well, there's signs all over, and you go to various locations where the exhibits are, and then you go in, and the artists have all of their all of their paintings or their crafts or their clothing, and then you can purchase it.
So if
you want, just to see it is wonderful.
Let's see if I can pull out some of the sites. I think there's the Reno Pottery. You got Audrey Dowling just up the road from here at the Portage Hill Gallery.
Yes.
Of course, you got over at the Lakeshore Center for the Arts. Karen Cockrum's got her artwork there, her photography. Marcia Marin's, I think, on Fredonia, and I think there's maybe another 10 artists that have different locations in their studios that people can go. What a perfect day for it, right? To go from place to place to place. And is that all week now, or just today, or the weekend?
It's the weekend. It's today and tomorrow.
Okay, so that's called the Chautauqua County Art Trail?
It's called the Arts Trail.
Arts Trail. Okay, now I think they've been doing it for a number of years. And
yes, they have been.
So I think you can look that up on the internet, and you can find the locations. Generally, there's a map, and you can go from place to place to place. Awesome.
And there's signs pointing.
Yeah.
There's signs. There's big signs, Arts Trail with arrows and.
Mm-hmm. And I say this all the time. You probably have heard me say this, Linda. Chautauqua County is so blessed with not only artists and actors in theater and music. We are like the fine arts place, aren't we? It's just amazing.
Oh yeah. It's a wonderful place to be.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. My guest got waylaid, and so you, Mike, and Karen have saved my day here by calling in. So thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, you too. Happy Memorial Day. Take care.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Believe it or not, I still have more announcements I got to go through. This is a fun show. All right, let's see, where am I going now? Page 3, number 17. All right, I got to find number 7. All right, here we go. Number 17, The Christophers and You, Me in Tuscany, the show at the Reginald Lene Center for the Arts. The Christophers are going to be shown Wednesday, May 27th at 7 p.m. Stars Michaela Cole and Ian McKellen. A mainstay of the London art scene since his starry breakout in the creative explosion of the 1960s, Julian Scaler has drifted into a cluttered, self-imposed seclusion. His two estranged children enlist Laurie, a young painter and sometimes forger, to pose as a prospective assistant. Do we have a graphic on that, Jeff? And gain access to a fabled series of unfinished canvases. Julian is buried deep in his home studio and so forth. Then we had Halle Berry in a show called You, Me in Tuscany, and that's a romantic comedy. That's going to be shown May 29th at 7 p.m. Then upcoming movies at the Reg include the story of Tourette's Syndrome campaigner John Davidson in the biographical film I Swear. That's on June 3rd. Then we got Disney Pixar family film Hoppers on June 6th. And there's all just kinds of things coming up this summer to get the kiddos out, the family, get out there and enjoy a great film. Tickets are generally $8 or $10 at the box online, or you can give them a call at 484-7070. All right, real quick, let's go to the next one. The Dwyer Group. Dran was just here. Memorial Day, they want to come together as a veteran community to honor and remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice. And they are going to have something going on at Baker Park at 9 a.m. on Memorial Day. If you're interested in getting involved, give Drianne a call at 716-781-8861. Might be a little late, but they're doing their best. Let's go to slide 19 real quick. This is a reminder that we have a 5K buddy walk in honor of Owen J. Miller. They're collecting donations that day for a scholarship in his name, and we'll be talking about that here soon. And then, of course, we have the Bluegrass. We'll pop that up real quick. We have, WRFA has their Vintage Art Fair, and that's taking place today, right? Yep, from 11 to 4 over at their studio over there. And then, of course, we have the final one that we're going to talk about real quick. We have the on May 30th, the Country Bluegrass Festival that's supporting Shriners Hospital in Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm out of breath. Thanks everybody that called in. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll hopefully get our guest on at another time that got stuck wherever they are. Take care. Happy Memorial Day. Be safe. Enjoy family get-together, and keep in mind all those that have served our country and laid down their lives or served and are no longer with us. Take care and stay dry as best you can. I'm Doc Hamels. See you next time. Bye-bye.